get started. First of all, thank you so much for being here today. I want to share with you my journey and how I came to make the decision of building two courses, the Python training for marketers and the SEO strategy course, which is still work in progress. So let's get started. First thing I want to tell you a bit about myself. First of all, I'm a mom before anything. That's the most important thing for me. I'm originally from Egypt. I moved to Canada in 2019, and I became a Canadian citizen. And I've been doing SEO for 10 years. My background is in computer science and engineering. The way I got introduced to SEO is I started an online magazine for women, and this is how I stumbled upon SEO and to get more traffic to my website. I also had a startup in the past in Dubai. I also launched an e-commerce website. Right now, I'm a LinkedIn creator, I'm a course creator, and I'm a content creator as well. In addition to my full-time job, part-time right now. So in addition to my part-time job right now, I work part-time at an agency. And if you see this here, you'll notice something. Creating things. I have a passion for creating things, okay? So once upon a time, what happened? Why did I create two courses? First of all, first thing that happened, I wanted to sell digital assets. So back in 2022, I was active on LinkedIn and I started to build my brand. I have been doing that for a while and I had some following and I was like, okay, I want to sell digital assets, right? So I created an SEO portfolio template, put it on Gumroad, and it's really a very simple document. I didn't know what type of templates to create, what type of digital assets to sell, and I didn't have a lot of time back then. So I just launched this. It went well. It's not a big success or anything, just a small template. But I got all my ratings were great. So I was like, okay, that's a good thing. But I never had the time to dig deeper into selling digital assets and what other type of things I can build. And the second reason is, as I said, I like to build things. I like to create things. And I've been asked a lot, Sarah, did you do like market research or did you find like a business opportunity? Like, why did you create the SEO strategy course and the Python training? And these are valid approaches if you want to launch a business or a product or something. That's totally fine. However, what happens usually with me is I follow something I'm passionate about, and my advice, and a lot of people will give you this advice as well, I believe. Find something you have passion and you really like working on. Why is that? Because um, if you're building something, it's gonna take a lot of effort and a lot of time. And if you really don't like what you're doing, it's gonna be a struggle. So if you and there will be a lot of failures. A lot of people don't admit this. There will be failures and things you think will be very successful and won't. And failure is part of the journey. I don't know someone who would claim that they got it right from the first time in anything they started selling. You learn and you grow, and to have this resilience and to be able to keep going, you need to like what you're doing. So yeah, I mean, some people follow the money, which is fine. I'm not being judgmental or anything. That works. Or some people follow their passion, and I just like to create things. So, one second. Yeah, okay. Moment of truth. I lost my job early this year, and I had a lot of time. I wasn't sure when I was gonna get another job. I was actively looking, but I just was without a job, right? So I was like, okay, what is one thing I want to do, or what do I want to work on? And I kept thinking like, okay, what's next for me? Like till I find a job, or what I like to keep myself busy with things and creating things. And I said, okay, let's revisit the digital assets thing that I worked on back in 2022, and I never got to grow it to be, to what I wanted it to be. Okay, so I spent time thinking and thinking, and two questions that helped me come to the conclusion that I want to launch a course. First one was, what do I want to do? What do I want to build, right? What do I feel excited about? And then the second thing was, where can I provide unique value? I'm not trying to copy what someone else is doing, even if they're doing great and it's very successful. I'm very happy for them, but I want to provide or create something where I will have a unique edge there, right? There's no point in copying what other people did. And I kept thinking about this for a while, and this is when I realized, okay, let's look at SEO. I want to build a digital asset, so maybe a course. Okay. What about a technical course? I can build a technical course, but there are a lot of technical courses, and one of them off the top of my head is Christina's course, which is getting a lot of awesome feedback, and it's been there for a while. It's developed. So even if I launch one right now, it may not be, very special compared to hers. It's a valid, like if someone wants to launch a technical SEO course, yeah, please go ahead. I'm not discouraging you or anything, but my thinking was, where can I provide unique value? So I felt I I didn't feel it's gonna be very special or different. So the technical idea, I crossed that out. And then the content, I felt okay, second bucket of SEO. And I have some cool ideas about content audits and content strategy, and updating existing content. Like I have a cool framework I can share. But I didn't feel it's a like a in-depth course or anything. I felt this is like a crash course, like something I can do, a small short course. So again, I like, while I felt I can have some unique value there, I didn't feel this is where it's like my best, right? So that, put a pin on that, maybe something I would return back to in the future, but not right now. And then authority backlinks, I have no interest in creating any content about backlinks or digital PR. I would like maybe to talk about strategy a bit, but I didn't feel myself, there's no passion or no interest that will keep me going in that area. So that went away. So the only remaining thing I felt, yeah, strategy, this is something I want to talk about. And I was really excited about, because I felt I have a lot of cool ideas and a lot of unique things I want to share. I know there are two very famous courses in the industry, the SEO MBA and the other one by Kevin Indig in SEMrush. I checked them out. I looked at their content, what does the course cover, and I felt the angle I'm offering my course and the way I'm thinking about it is very, very different. So I end up choosing the strategy course. And yeah, sorry for the like lame graphics here, but that's how I felt. Like, yes, that's my aha moment. So I was very excited about the strategy course. I felt I have a lot of ideas, cool things. A lot of them I like accumulated over the years. So I felt this is where I can really provide unique value. Okay, but I've never created a course before, right? I don't know how to record and edit videos. I'm horrible at that. And there's way more than just editing. It's also about like speaking skills, confidence. I was like, no, 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 I'm not that good or good to do this. And then how to prepare a script. I didn't even know I needed a script. I thought I can wing it, and then no, I probably need a script. So that was an issue as well. I don't know how these things work. And then what platform to host my course? I was using, and I just migrated actually from Ghost. So I was using Ghost for my newsletter. It's a very good platform, but it does not provide functionality for creators that want to sell courses. So I kept looking, and I decided to move to Podia. Podia is awesome for creators. I highly recommend it. However, to be very clear, it has a very big problem when it comes to SEO. Like, it doesn't have a dynamics. It doesn't generate a sitemap. You cannot create redirects. It's really really early or very limited when it comes to its SEO functionalities. So it's very limiting. However, I really liked this platform because it's very, very flexible when it comes to the items you want to sell and your courses, and if you want to build a community around that. And also how to price it. Like, I am horrible at pricing. Like, I was like, okay, I want to build the SEO strategy course. Maybe I would sell it for like $10. And then people were like, Sarah, $10, that's weird. No. So another thing is, okay, what if the course sucks? Like, what if I create something that's so bad, which can happen? I'm not like a very good public speaker. I don't have the confidence. Even if I have some information or something unique or a unique value, what if overall it sucks, right? So there was a lot of questions on my mind. However, there's always someone willing to help in SEO, and that's the good news. So I have heard people say a lot of people are very protective and they don't like to share how they work on their courses. That can happen, but there's a lot of people that actually help me. So Ali, for example, I'm not mentioning everyone. I don't want to give the impression that this slide includes all the people that help me. There are way more people than here on the slide. So Ali, for example, who has a course, I started reaching out to people who built courses that I know. So Ali has a course, SEO course. So he gave me some guidance, and he told me most courses go between $3.99 and $5.99, and it depends like on the value, on a lot of things, right? So he gave me a place to start, and then I also talked to Marco. Marco launched Analytics for SEO course, and I talked to other people. And even when I recorded my first video, I met with a lot of people to get their feedback, which was one of the best things I did. It definitely helped me adjust my slides, adjust my style, understand, get a sort of a validation. Would actually people be interested and like what I'm giving them or not, right? Okay, so after getting feedback, and as I said, this is not a comprehensive list of all the people that helped me. There are way more people that gave me time and responded to me. So just want to take this moment to say I'm super thankful. Thank you so much, everyone who have given me time. Okay, so the process. As I said, I've never created a course before. So the best place to start any idea is to start writing. So I said, okay, I'll write a list of topics I think I want to discuss. So what you see here on the left is some of those items. It's not the comprehensive list, some of it. And I started writing, okay, this is what I want to talk about first. This is what I want to talk about second, and so on. And actually, I also got feedback on the outline. And the outline I started with is very different, is a bit different, or to a good extent different, and changed with the one that I started with. It's different. Like the one I have right now is different. And so just outline, like dump everything you have on your mind in a document. I use Notion, and I highly recommend Notion. I love it. It's really good to put everything in one place. And then after I created those the outline, I was like, okay, how do I start? I was thinking about winging it, like I jumped into creating slides first, and then I was like, no, I need to know what I want to say. So I went back, and my process became I basically write the lesson script with Notion again, and then I create the slides. And this includes, of course, any screenshots I need to take, anything I need to show. And then from there, I did my research and I decided to use this script to record. And okay, one of the things I did, and I think it was a mistake, but that was what I could do at that point. I'm horrible at video editing, and I was like I wasn't even good at using this script. I tried to learn it, but it's not easy. Like if you're using it for the first time, it's not easy. So what happened is I would record the lesson, and if I mispronounce one word, I would just pause and start all over again. So one video can literally take me all day, right? It was horrible. Like the first video, I was very nervous and I wanted it to be perfect. So one mistake can actually make me repeat the entire thing. Like I have to say it one shot, go through the script, no mistakes. And then over time, I learned how to do minimal edits. So for example, if I mispronounce a word, like as you can see, I stutter a bit while I'm speaking. So if I do this, and I'm starting to, I'm leaning towards leaving this. However, if I mispronounce a word, I just stop, take a deep breath, say it again, or say the sentence again, and just move on. So the edits are very minimal. So once I finished the edits, I used the script again to create a short clip. So I like to have an entertainment component into my whatever I'm creating. So I finish my intention is to finish every lecture with a quote that's relevant to what we have been discussing in the lecture. And this is also helpful for people to remember the theme, right? So I decided to make a short clip of that specific part and post it on LinkedIn to promote the course. Um, and I also upload once the video is done and the edits are done, I upload it to Podia. One thing I started to do is once I started to actually talk about the SEO strategy course, I created a list for people to sign up, a waiting list. They submit their emails, and I have a list of people that once I launched, I send them out an email for them to check the course. Anyways, back to where we are. And then after I finish the lesson, I go and reflect on the outline again. Sometimes I make changes at that point. I'm like, okay, once you go through the lesson, you have a different view of the course and the content. So sometimes I would say, okay, I need an extra lesson here between this and that, or I can merge those two things into one lesson. So changes will happen here and there. Be flexible. No one has everything figured out right from the get-go. So one of the things that really helped me is to be easy on myself and not be too hard on myself. This is my first time to create a course. And I know a lot of people have courses and created courses and they make it seem so easy. It's not. Okay. And then while I'm working on my SEO strategy course, something really cool happened. I collaborated with Marco. I just mentioned him a bit earlier. Marco launched Analytics for SEO course. Very, very cool course. If you want to learn all about analytics and data analysis, all of these things, definitely check Marco's course. So I collaborated with him to promote his course. So he gave me free access to the course in exchange for me posting about it. And I started just going through the material. And because of my background in computer engineering, I felt there is a gap that I can fill. So basically, people before going to Marco's course, they are new to coding and data analytics, right? Two things. And then once they start Marco's course is more focused around so it uses Python and it uses SQL and it uses a lot of cool stuff, but he's also very focused on the data analysis concepts. So Python is a tool in that course. So I felt it's really cool, but I felt maybe for some people they need a stage in the middle, right? So if you go from being new to coding and data and jump to Marco's course, it's going to be a bit more challenging for some people potentially to learn two things at the same time: data analytics and all those data concepts and coding. So what if we have this blue box in the middle, a Python course, right? And Python is not just for data. You can automate with Python. You can use it for machine learning. You can use it with LLMs. You can do crazy stuff with Python. So if you make this first jump or first step from being new to coding and data analytics and start a bit with Python, if you want to continue your journey with analytics for SEO, for example, for Marco's course or any other person's course that uses Python or coding in general, it's gonna be an easy leap, right? Versus this huge leap from being new to all of these concepts and then jumping into Marco's course. And I also felt this is the future, actually. This is how SEOs, or this is one of the things SEOs will be expected to know. It's not going to be something people look for on your resume. It's going to be something you may potentially get asked about in interviews. And even if in your day-to-day, you may need to have those basic skills to perform some tasks. Okay, so this is where I started to say, okay, this is an area I can fill. So I launched a Python for Marketers live workshop. So why did I start with a live workshop? So I wanted this, I didn't want this to be like another course people would sign up for. And go through the material over weeks or months, right? I want it to be a one and done thing. You sign up, you go through 2 hours, get learn everything you need to move on with your journey, whatever you want to do with Python. And the focus was, and this is actually something that differentiates this course is, if you try to go to take any Python course, there's a lot of cool, great Python courses online, but they're not tailored for marketers. They're going to walk you through all the development and all the coding, programming theory as well. Not theory, but I mean concepts, right? Things you may not necessarily need. So I was like, I can give the people what they need in 2 hours, and then they're done. They can do whatever they want moving forward. So that's where this came from. 2 hours. I also added a price. The price here, again, I just winged it, honestly. I wasn't sure how to price it. And for me, it was also a validation if this is something people are interested in or not. It was my first time running a live coding webinar, and it helped me create a curriculum. And also, because it's live, you get to see how people react to the activities and to the exercises we need to go through together. And I would be lying if I tell you it was great. It went great conceptually, like, yeah, it went well, but I feel like there was a lot of place for me to improve, and I got a lot of feedback. Positive feedback, don't worry, but then there was some comments that helped me actually improve my content moving forward. So this is the overall feedback I got. So people were between very likely to recommend and neutral, but most of them very likely. I'm super happy, super grateful, and I'm working on making this even, like, this neutral even less and less people, and more people to be likely or very likely to recommend this workshop. Okay. What happened is I ran this workshop twice, and after running it the first time, I got that feedback and I felt there's a lot I need to work on. I don't want to send the recording of the session where people felt I was speaking too fast. I was a bit nervous, so I wasn't very structured. So I decided to record everything else, everything all over again. And I did, and I had a course ready. I shared it with the people who signed up, obviously, and that's how it reached this stage. I never wanted it to be something that people would sign up and just take it over weeks. I wanted it always to be this one and done thing. But I also realized that, I mean, even in the live sessions, I ran it twice. It's a lot for people to digest in 2 hours or 3 hours. It's just a lot. People need break, and you need time to process the concepts and stuff. So maybe for some people it's great, but I now understand why this option also needs to be there. And right now, this is my focus, actually, and I'm offering free live coding sessions every now and then. I'll email them to you right after. Okay, so is the process for creating the Python workshop different than the SEO strategy? Yes, it's very different. So one SEO strategy lesson can take up to 8 hours of work overall to finish, from start to finish. Python, maybe 2.5 hours on average, unless the concept or the project I'm talking about is complicated. And this is regardless of like the 5 minutes you see in the video or the 10 minutes. If it's a 10 minutes or 5 minutes in either course, there's a lot of prep that goes behind the scenes. The Python training is unscripted, which makes it more complicated and means it requires more retakes and more edits. So that's a challenge, but recently I became more confident and in editing and more confident in talking. So when I'm explaining the Python concept, so I felt over time you can see yourself improving. Don't worry. So basically, I start again with a list of lessons. I use Google Colab, which is the document we write and run the code. And then again, I record the video, the script, I have some edits, create short clip, upload the entire video to Podia, and then again fine tune the outline. So basically, there are a lot of similarities, but then there's also some differences. Okay, the challenges and lessons. Okay, I think you may have noticed that my speaking skills and confidence need to improve. So, this is the first thing. This is the biggest lesson, and I need to invest more time working on my speaking skills. I'm super grateful for everyone that gave me feedbacks, the people that told me I speak too fast. I need to slow down. I try to. I totally agree. I'm trying also to enunciate, because sometimes when you're speaking too fast, you just sort of um, don't say the word very well. And the second thing I learned is there's so much work that goes into creating things. Some people have needed, um, may take up to 500 hours, literally 500 hours to build their courses, just because we see the final thing, we see the output, and it looks so simple, doesn't mean there isn't a lot of effort and a lot of time and thought that has been put into this thing. And then another lesson is the 3 lessons roadblock. On the right, you'll see this is a screenshot of part of the Python for marketers training, the videos. So what I noticed, people sign up, and once they start taking the lessons, they go through the first lesson, 2 minutes, and then the second lesson, 8 minutes, third lesson, 5 minutes, and then they pause. There's a pause, and it takes time to go past the like after the third lesson. And the reason for this is it's the fourth video is 19 minutes, right? So the lesson learned here for me is to always try to keep the videos less than 10 minutes. And this is something I'm gonna work on improving. Like I'm gonna go back to those videos again at some point and edit them and maybe recreate them. But having short videos is definitely helpful for people to go through the material. Another thing is pricing. I am really horrible at this. I'm still struggling. I need to increase the price of the Python training. I'm not sure how that would work. I have like a few ideas, but there's no one way to do it. I ask people around, I take their opinion. I also see what I would pay for this. And another thing that also helped me a lot is just I always wanted everything to be perfect, everything to be like, if I'm like recording a video and I do like like that because my voice, for example, or I would literally re-record the entire thing, and I was like, Sarah, you're human. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay. It doesn't impact the quality of the lesson. And last but not least, and this is one of the things that's going to help you in everything in life, in anything you want to build, is remember that everything is figure outable. You can always figure things out. You can read, you can experiment, you can ask around. Everything is figure outable. Just take small steps and you'll get where you want to be. So yeah, that's basically my journey. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble for the last 30 minutes.